Welcome to this tutorial on clear communication and proofreading from the University of Reading Study Advice team. The tutorial is designed for you to go through at your own pace, and you can pause it at any time. This tutorial will look at three main areas: academic writing style, how to edit your work, and effective proofreading. All are essential skills in ensuring your work communicates your ideas in the most effective way. There are many myths surrounding the mystery of academic writing. Contrary to popular belief, your work does not need to use long, complicated words or sound like you've swallowed a thesaurus in order to be considered as good academic writing. It is much more about writing in a clear, objective style in order to communicate your ideas effectively. Take a look at these two writing examples. This first one may at first sound very authoritative, using long, complicated words, but for many it is not that easy to understand, and the idea is getting somewhat lost as the reader tries to unpick the main message. This second example makes the same point. Some of the longer words are removed, but the message is much clearer to understand. Remember, you're writing to express your ideas, not impress the reader with your vocabulary. Having said that, there are a number of conventions to be aware of when writing an academic essay. Your writing, much like our character here, should be formal and therefore should be very distinctive from the words we use in speech. Contractions such as can't, won't, shouldn't be used, but instead write these words out in full. Generally, the use of I, as in I believe, we, or addressing the reader as you should be avoided, as this has the effect of your work sounding more emotional and subjective. Try instead to write in the passive tense, using phrases such as this essay will, it could be argued that. Rather than simple statements like quite a large number of people believe, try and use specific numbers or percentages. Finally, make sure that you use evidence to support your points and cite these correctly within your work. In order to communicate your ideas in a clear way, you will need to have a firm grasp of grammar and punctuation rules. Colons and semicolons, for instance, can help emphasise your points and show where ideas are linked together. Once you've completed your first draft, it is important that you edit your work. There are a number of things that you should be looking out for at this stage in order to check that you've answered the question and structured your answer in the most effective way. First, try highlighting the main point in each paragraph. If you're finding this difficult, it may be that you have more than one point, and therefore more than one paragraph should be used, or your point isn't written clearly enough. Once you have done this, check that the point does in fact help to answer the set question, and that it has evidence and examples to back it up. Check also the flow of your essay. Are the points in the most logical order? Are the most appropriate signposting words used to help the reader follow the arguments? And finally, remember to check the introduction. Are you covering what you said you were going to cover? And the conclusion, does it in fact answer the set question? Ensure that both these things still make sense. The final step, and again one that should not be overlooked, is proofreading. You can lose easy marks by not proofreading your work for errors. Not only can this make your work difficult to understand, but also sloppy spelling, grammar and punctuation mistakes can make the reader lose confidence in what you're trying to say. You need to look carefully over each sentence and word within your work to spot for any errors or omissions. It helps if you leave time between editing your work and proofreading, and if you print out your work and read it out slowly, out loud. When proofreading your work, look out for typos and general spelling mistakes, and also where words are missed out. This can happen a lot. Don't forget to check for grammar and punctuation mistakes, and read the work out loud and exaggerate commas with pauses, and if there's no punctuation in a sentence, try and read it without taking a breath. Often required commas are missing, which can change the readability of your work. Finally, look out for missing or incomplete references. Students often leave these for the last minute, and time pressures mean they forget to check these at the end. Also check that all your references appear in your bibliography. So to recap, The steps involved in ensuring clear communication in your written work are: firstly, write to express your ideas, not impress the reader. Also write in a clear, objective style. Leave time to edit your work, ensuring your points are still relevant and structured in the most effective way. And finally, print out your work, read it out loud, and check for errors with grammar, spelling, punctuation, and references.